Hey everybody, Jessica Alstrom here, and I wanted to do a little impromptu video because I am so freaking excited. I want to talk about my new retreat, but first, for those of you who have no idea who I am, you've probably been seeing me a lot everywhere. I've got a lot to say. I am on the other side of a really big life shift, and I'm just sharing. I'm sharing where I am, and I finally feel like in 2023 is the year I fully 100% in all areas walk my talk. I'm sure you follow a lot of great teachers online, and you probably are always wondering, like, are they real? Are they really doing this in real life? Well, you know, yes and no. Just so I'm totally transparent, because you'll see that the year 2023 is the year of transparency, and that's why everything feels so intense. Yeah, we just got through a little retrograde, but you'll feel this whole entire year is going to feel the way it needs to feel for you, so that you can finally step out and pay attention to the mirror. And it's really about your relationship with yourself. So I'm so grateful for myself that I took the last 4 years and embarked on this kind of reclaiming my own truth, and in that process have created an entire new body of work. So if you're not familiar with me, Jessica Alstrom, I'm the creator of the Quantum Method, which is my virtual academy online. We're in over 103 countries. We've certified thousands of teachers, and we help sensitive and empath people basically accelerate their conscious journey by biohacking anything and everything that is negative belief systems, trauma, whatever is in the way of your truth. That's kind of what we focus on in our virtual academy. And over the last 4 years, because of this work I've been doing personally, selfishly, honestly, it has created this new body of work called quantum fitness, which is epigenetic biohacking. And in tandem of that, or married to that, feminine, we have the alchemist apothecary. And that is basically the science of microdosing in a holistic space using mind, body, soul, and it's medicine for the past, present, future. So I really wanted to jump on here and talk about this new retreat, because when I traced back when my big shift started, it was in Iceland at the Blue Lagoon 4 years ago. I was on tour, and we actually used Blue Lagoon as a little fun vacay from our tour that we were doing. We were doing some biohacking there in Europe, and it's a couple of hours away, so we decided to go. And honestly, I don't even really know in that moment, because I don't think I was awake enough to truly know what was happening within me. But let me ask you something before I give you the details. Ladies, especially, right? And again, I have a whole Divine Masculine program coming out, and I am looking for men to facilitate that as well. But right now, feminine energy, because I feel like, we are the source that is embodied. So let me ask you this, ladies. Are you in a relationship right now that, you're a builder by nature? You get a seed, you're going to grow it. Anything that you have, you're going to grow. Are you in a relationship right now that is almost like working against itself? Like you're spending more time putting out fires, getting over arguments, trying to find balance, wondering what the other person wants or needs, even after years of being together. Do you question your own worth in that relationship? Basically, is that relationship feeling like it's contracting your ability to be more? Is it contracting your ability to be more free? Is it contracting your joy? Is it contracting your happiness? Are you, having to use escapism and fantasy and hold on to the potential of what this relationship is? Or, use the little breadcrumbs that you are getting to feel loved in your relationship? And again, no judgment, right? Story of my life. So I'm just bringing this full circle here. Now, okay, maybe you're like, no, that's not my story. Okay. Well, are you looking for a person that feels like it consumes you? Like for me, I know I feel like I've been looking for my person since I was 2 years old. So it can take a big chunk of your focal point of your own reality, searching or working to attract this so-called soulmate, because we know twin flames are designed to put you in flames, right? So I feel like at this point, we're all looking for our counterpoint, our person, are the version of ourselves that is in the other gender, even if it's this, even if it's woman and woman, masculine and masculine, it doesn't matter. I'm not talking about bodies here, I'm talking about energy. And so, are you living in that search? Have you dated men that are either arrogant, which is actually a sign of insecurity, that kind of want to dominate you and control your energy? Like when you're with them, you lose your friends and you lose your hobbies, you lose your desire to dance and be silly, Or are you with a very passive, or have you dated passive men who lack drive or purpose but have a lot of potential that you end up mothering or life coaching? And then that usually ends up in kind of a roommate situation. And women are like, it takes a lot, but we will finally usually let go of that relationship, and that guy's probably still calling you right now. He's had a retrograde, he's probably like, hey girl, what you at? So have you dated that guy? And are you feeling like there might be something wrong with you because of your feeling like your picker is broken? You keep dating these wound mates, right? Or you've married them. Have you been the empath in the narcissistic relationship, the attachment, the avoidant? Your childhood trauma seems to get completely triggered, and you trigger each other just by breathing, right? You probably experienced a little bit of all of this by now if you are probably listening to me, and I'm 47. So it's kind of like, we're tired, right? Are you tired? Are you frustrated? Has this taken a big hit on your worth? What happens in these relationships is, as women, we don't give up the love for the person. We give up our love for ourselves. To save a relationship, we will abandon and reject ourselves if we are unaware that we're doing that. We will do whatever it takes to create that family that we feel like we never really had, or that we're here to create. So if you're like, yes, 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 then I totally relate with you, because this is really the path that I've been on the last 4 years. I've always said in my classroom the last 12 years is, relationships are my kryptonite. And really, I know that it's my relationship with myself, but when you don't really know from a root place where you are vibrating, you can be the best person in the world. You can help thousands of people. You can have your own online community. You can have a virtual school, and you can still be dating one or the other type of men, right? And without really realizing from what place you're vibrating, because your root of who you are as a feminine woman has been denied and rejected and forced you into abandoning it at a very young age just to survive here. And then we get years of practicing that. I've always said in nature, when a feminine doesn't feel safe with her own power, she will lead with her masculine, because we all have masculine and feminine energy. And when that happens, you can still look very feminine, but you are leading with more of a provider, protector, fixer, builder mentality, rather than attract with your energy, draw toward you, and keeping yourself safe with hella boundaries, right? Boundaries are, what is that? What are those, right? Those don't work in my relationship, because it feels like my partner feels abandoned when I have boundaries, right? So we ended up kind of living a double life if we want to salvage the relationship. But back to my root question, is your relationship truly expanding your ability to be more of yourself? Are you more free in the relationship? Are you more creative? Because think about it, masculine and feminine together, healed, that's a multiplication problem, okay? When you are with someone who just triggers your wounding, that's a wound mate, no matter how much you love them. I try to tell my clients, this is not about love. Of course, you wouldn't have endured so much. You wouldn't have given up your freedom and your power and your friends and your hobbies and your sassy weirdness, right? That your girlfriends understand, but men seem to not, if it wasn't love. We get it. But when loving someone makes you not love who you are, then we really have to look at that, of how we are attracting and why, right? We know in surrender, we have to give up the how, because that's the universe's job. We know we have to give up the when, but I'm asking you for a little twist in that surrender. Also give up the idea of who you truly believe is the one, and really focus on correcting from where you vibrate at your center point, at your 0 point. Because if it is coming from a masculine space, you will continue to attract alpha faux males that want to dominate you because they feel that alpha within you, or they will see you as the potential nurturing, loving, and 3 5 times a week charging station. Okay, that's pretty blunt, but true, right? So if you're going to attract from your feminine, this isn't something that you just start acting more feminine, because we know in nature that divine feminine is a shapeshifter. She is not positive or negative. She is just energy. She can take the shape of whatever she wants. So you don't have to look more feminine to be attracting from that. You have to go and actually fix what is going on in the brain hemisphere of how the masculine and feminine are literally either in balance or out of balance, because that is what's creating the manifestations through your electromagnetic blood. Who you are bringing forth is based on your brain. Okay. And your wounding that your brain is reading the script from. So if you don't feel safe in your relationship, you're going to either over mother, nurture, or you're going to be defensive and be more masculine to protect yourself, because those are the two ways that nature protects itself, right? So again, this I would literally call it kind of a pilgrimage that I have been on. And as a scientist, I'm very much always liking to put myself in this like guinea pig seat, because it's like, if it works for me, then I can do it wrong 1,000 times, get it right, and then teach you guys the shortcuts. That's my favorite thing. Well, 4 years, and I'm going to tell you that sounds like a really long time, and it will not take you this long, because we are in the age of information now. So you can take the biohacks and the shortcuts from people like me, and you can shave years off of this journey if you're looking at the right place to heal. This isn't about, oh yeah, I'm avoiding attachment in my relationship. Okay, that's a symptom. That's a personality that you've created from this underlying vibration. So what I have done now is taken the last 4 years and put them into a pretty intense 15-week, that's it, 15 weeks workshop for reclaiming your divine feminine energy. And yes, guys, I have the male version of this. I am very interested in also helping men become coaches for other men, because think about it, guys. Until women can be women again safely, and men are allowed to be men, right? The planet will never rebuild itself, no matter how woke we become, no matter how aware of trauma we are, no matter how much we try to work on our trauma. If we do not move back into our original balance, and again, this is not about the body you're sitting in. You could be a man and you could be a feminine divine goddess, okay? And vice versa. Because again, it's not about judging a book by it's how you're leading. It's how you're unconsciously or subconsciously leading, and what you are attracting will define what energy you're in, okay? So reclaiming this divine feminine is 15 weeks of practical application. This isn't theory. This isn't something that when you see, you're not going to be like, oh, I've heard of that. But actually putting it into your daily routine, into your relationships, into your self-image, into your body of work, into your healing processes, then you're just going to be putting more knowledge in your head. But actually applying the principles, and then allowing the more like skeptical versions of yourself to see the proof, will change this game probably within 3 or 4 weeks for you, right? So on top of that, I thought, this all started for me as I was sitting in the Blue Lagoon that's about 108 degrees, which is like perfection. And I can only describe this space as like, it's creepy, but it felt like amniotic fluid. Like it felt like silk. It's glowing blue, kind of like my shirt. And it was so cold outside. There was like literally ice chunks falling from the sky. And I was literally just bathing in contrast of like where fire and ice meet, and the colors. I mean, they're not even of this world. This moss that seems to be glowing that grows on these black volcanic rocks that the Blue Lagoon sit in. Not to mention, it is literally the heart chakra of the planet. And so, I happen to live in the heart chakra of America. So it only made sense that you're always divinely guided. And it was in that moment that I remember I was floating and I was about to start this amazing tour to Europe. And I was also going through a heartbreak. And it was like this, probably how you guys feel right now. It's like this kind of letting go. And then there's this like huge potential that's waiting for you. And so I really want it. I really want, and you can see the price point on this. Like, I'm not charging for this retreat. All the price is it's literally your room and board. Okay. Because this isn't about money. This trip, this pilgrimage, this initiation, this reclaiming to the Blue Lagoon is literally about my gift and to you. And one thing I can tell you, ladies, the reason why you've stuck yourself in these relationships for as long as you have, or you've been alone searching for your partner for as long as you have, is because this whole place we live in is designed to take you away and make you feel either threatened or hurt by other women. And I know a lot of you guys have been to my retreats, and your favorite experience the whole weekend is really divine connection, non-judgment, really embracing sisterhood and motherhood and what it's like to be a woman here in this day and age, and reconnecting. Because although this is going to be a year of inner reflection and transparency, you're going to need a lifeline. You're going to need an example, and you're also going to need people who feel like they are walking at where you are walking, so you don't have to feel that aloneness. All right. So that is really my gift to you. And I picked the time specifically because we should be able to encounter the Northern Lights, right? It's April 26th through May 1st. I have put the link for all of the details in this description of this video. And if you are interested in also doing the workshop, which I highly recommend, shave 4 years off your life, or I don't know, 10 years of bad relationship, invest in yourself. Again, these principles aren't something that I channeled and created from God. It's literally the formula of divine feminine itself, and then acting it out, right? But we know that those old patterns are stubborn, and safety is usually at the root of why women don't grow and change. It's not that we don't want to be free or happy. We want to feel safe. And when our beauty doesn't, even our beauty, if it doesn't make us feel safe, we'll hold ourselves back, right? So I get it. I'm there. I am a sister and a mother, and I am all these things. And I have always been more excited about building that spiritual connection here than I have ever been about trying to escape. So this is really going to be fun. And it's so affordable that literally, I mean, if you're ever looking for a place to truly go and connect to your divine feminine, it's the Blue Lagoon. So that is on my website available. Guys, I have your workshop. Now you're going to be like, I don't want to take this from a chick, but let me tell you this. There is no better way to learn than from a woman's perspective, because we're the one in relationships with you. Okay. We know that things are black and white with you. And if you were on your spiritual journey, sometimes you could feel led by the journey, but then feel sensitive and attacked. Right. So understand that I don't have the answers to everything, but I have the answers that I have seen that work, that will create this transition, which means no, you don't have to lose your relationship. No, you don't have to walk away from anything. Your job is to build your new reality in your old reality, and what, who, when, how that is the best optimal place that your higher self wants for you, which means it's really what you want too, is waiting on the other side of how you're flowing your energy patterns, right? You could be doing everything right. You could be showing up, you could be working out, you could be eating, you could be, going through therapy with your partner, all of these things. And if you are leading with masculine energy, ladies, it's not going to work. And masculine, studying spirituality is not going to get you more enlightened or manifest easier, not what you are really desiring, anyways. Okay. It's about being in the balance and harmony with your true self and then allowing that attraction to come forth. So if you feel inspired or nudged, join me for the workshop that is on my website. It's Reclaiming the Divine Feminine, or register early because space is limited for our retreat. And yes, we've got the whole outline. It's going to be a short, a sweet. It's not going to be weeks, 4 nights, 5 days. Come and reclaim yourself. All right. So thank you for watching this video, and I hope that I see you guys on the registration, because it's our time and we are tired. We are tired of working so hard and getting in one big loop. Remember, ask yourself this question: is my relationship, is my job, is what I'm doing over here, even though I'm giving all that I got, is it making me feel smaller, or is it expansive? Okay. And really understand that you will not create that soulmate that little girl dreams of, or that little guy inside of you dreams of, if you're directing your energy from a wounded safety space rather than truly who you are. All right. Thank you guys for listening, and I will see you in the Blue Lagoon.